Live in Mount Pleasant say they want to see changes in the way power lines are handled in the town. And this morning, town leaders met and discussed some potential solutions. News 2 Sophia Redebaugh was there and joins us live with the latest from Town Hall. Sophia.
Hey, Brendan. Well, a lot of the people that are frustrated with this issue live in the Hobcaw community here in Mount Pleasant. Now, I went this morning to catch up with some of them, and a lot of them told me that they would like to see the above ground power lines put underground. Now, this is a very lengthy and costly project, but it's something leaders in Mount Pleasant are considering.
You can see they've butchered this tree, and it's still a beautiful tree, but it was a lot prettier at one time.
Residents who live in the Hobcaw community say they're tired of seeing their trees pruned and trimmed to accommodate power lines.
I mean, the trees are beautiful, and they really make up what Charleston's all about.
Mark Panoski has lived in the neighborhood for 25 years and says they also experience a lot of power outages during storms. So to him and other residents, burying the power lines is a reasonable solution.
The power company doesn't have any accountability for the days where we lose power. So perhaps if we were to make them be accountable and have to reimburse for us when the power is out, then they'll realize that burying lines and saving the trees are mutually beneficial for everyone.
Town leaders discussed this issue during their planning meeting this morning. Speaking at the meeting was Mount Pleasant's urban forester, Eddie Bernard.
Nobody likes the way aesthetically how power line pruning looks in the end, but it's necessary.
Bernard says pruning is something you can't avoid with above ground power lines, but there are several areas in Mount Pleasant where they have put the lines underground. Bernard just says it's very time consuming and costly.
It's very expensive. I mean, each phase was probably, $3 to $4 million.
I'd certainly be willing to do something towards the effort, but ultimately the power company should bear some of that responsibility, if not most of it, if they're the ones that are paying these out-of-state contractors to come in and cut the trees.
Now, another thing that they talked about this morning in the meeting were palmetto trees that interfere with power lines. Palmetto trees are handled a little bit differently than regular trees. You can't trim them, so if they interfere with power lines, you have to cut them down completely. Now, this morning, the mayor of Mount Pleasant, Will Haney, proposed an idea to mitigate the loss of any palmetto trees, to replace them if they're cut down with a shorter tree that would accommodate for those power lines. Live in Mount Pleasant, Sophia Redebaugh, Count on 2.
Well, some changes are coming.